person's specific motive yet, but we do know a few truths. First, this type of violence is not okay. This kind of violence is becoming far too common in our society. And I don't give a damn if it's coming from one particular side or the other, directed at one particular party or another, or one particular person or another. It is not okay. And it has to stop. We have to be better than this. And we have a responsibility to all be better.
An arsonist tried to burn down the home of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro on the first night of Passover, and the suspect, 38-year-old named Cody Balmer. The charges: attempted murder, arson, terrorism, and this isn't just a random crime. This was a message, and on this episode, I'm going to decode it. So here's the latest on what we know about what happened in Pennsylvania. On the first night of Passover, one of the holiest nights in the Jewish calendar, someone set fire to Governor Josh Shapiro's official residence in Harrisburg. And inside the house was his wife, his 4 kids, his dogs, his family visiting for the holiday. Thank God they all made it out safely. But this here wasn't a burglary gone wrong. This was an act of terror. And in my opinion, it was personal. According to Pennsylvania State Police, around 2 a.m., Cody Balmer scaled the security fence at the governor's mansion. He bypassed security measures, entered the property, and used homemade incendiary devices to start a fire in part of the house where the family had just held their Passover seder. So let me say that again. This fire was lit in the exact room where Jewish rituals had just been performed for Passover. We're not just dealing with a criminal. In my opinion, we're dealing with a message sender. And authorities aren't holding back on this one. Balmer is now facing multiple charges, including attempted murder, aggravated arson, and terrorism. They're labeling this what it is, an act of domestic terrorism. So I want to be very clear about what that means here. Under federal law, terrorism doesn't require a link to ISIS or Al-Qaeda or Hamas. If you try and kill people or intimidate a community through violence to send a message, that is terrorism, full stop. And this was timed on purpose. It was symbolic, in my opinion, and it was meant to scare the Jews watching this on TV. I want to talk about anti-Semitism and targeting of Jewish officials. Governor Shapiro isn't just any public official. He's one of the most high-profile Jewish elected leaders in America. And he's outspoken on anti-Semitism. He has been on hate, the rise of violent rhetoric, and now we're living in an environment where Jews are being blamed, targeted, and attacked in broad daylight, or in this case, the middle of the night. And whether the attack turns out to be directly anti-Semitic or not, the optics here, in my opinion, are undeniable. A Jewish governor firebombed on Passover. So I want to be honest here. That's not a coincidence. That's a hate crime with terrorism wrapped around it. This episode of the Aaron Cohen Show is brought to you by Merkava Coffee. This is the official coffee of the Aaron Cohen Show. When I served in the IDF, coffee wasn't just coffee, it was fuel. And in the special operations world, there were nights with no sleep, missions that stretched for days, and no room for mistakes. Coffee was serious, and it kept us sharp, locked in, and ready to move. And let me tell you something, I still take it seriously. And that's why Merkava Coffee, strong, no nonsense, battle tested, no fluff, no gimmicks, just good, bold coffee for the people who need to be at their best. And if you start your day like I do, like it's a mission, you know why this matters. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself a triple order and help keep the lights on and support the Aaron Cohen Show. Appreciate you guys. Now, I want to talk about the security failures and some of the countermeasures here. Here's the part that hasn't been talked about yet. Here we go. How did this guy breach the perimeter of the governor's mansion? Where was the estate protection? Where was the surveillance? Where was the electronic intrusion detection? This wasn't the governor's Airbnb. This was the official state residence. And Governor Shapiro had children at the house. So let's ask some Aaron Cohen questions. Was this a failure with local law enforcement? Did Pennsylvania's Capitol Police not have proper manpower protecting the house? Were they there at all? Were the threat assessments done? Was DHS monitoring chatter that's Passover related? As someone who's been in the counterterror and security space for over 2 decades, I'm going to say this. This could have ended in a massacre. And in my opinion, they dodged bullets, but the system failed. There needs to be proper security layering on these types of leaders. So, in my opinion, this isn't just about Pennsylvania. This is about what happens again when this hate goes unchecked, when it's platformed, when anti-Semitic podcasts flood the internet, when mobs chant intifada in U.S. cities, when governors get firebombed and the press sort of blinks. This, again, another 5-alarm wake-up call for every elected Jewish official, and honestly, for every American who gives a damn about domestic terrorism. This is getting more violent. If it can happen to this governor in Pennsylvania, it can happen to any Jew out there. So the important part here is to call this what it is. This is domestic terrorism. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching this one. This is a short brief. I want to thank you guys for watching this one. If you're a fan of the show, grab a 3-pack of Merkava coffee. Every package sold helps me to continue to combat that anti-Israel misinformation. Link down below. Going to come back to this as it develops. There's going to be more on this domestic terror attack. Also, if you guys are a fan of the show but you don't drink coffee, you can help support the show by joining my Season 1 sponsorship team. Hit the link down in the description and join my sponsorship mission. Grab yourself a mini sponsorship package. They start at $25. Helps keep the lights on in the studio and also helps me to continue to combat that anti-Israel misinformation and propaganda that's out there while bringing you guys cutting-edge analysis of the Middle East, counterterrorism, and national security. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm Aaron Cohen. I'm coming back to this as it continues to develop. You're watching the Aaron Cohen Show, and I will catch you on the next one.